Hi, I'm Vanessa Marquette here at the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University. This is What's Brewing. Today, I have the honor of hosting Frank Siller, the CEO of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Vanessa.
So as we prepare to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, we're reminded of the IVMF and the Tunnel to Towers Foundation being aligned in our beginnings as we were both created in response to this day. Our organizations are similar in that we developed programs helping veterans returning home from war and the challenges they faced integrating back into the communities. For the IVMF, Dr. Mike Haney founded our Entrepreneurship Bootcamp for Veterans, also known as EBV, back in 2007, which gave a unique opportunity for post 9/11 veterans with disabilities to take an important step forward, realizing their own freedoms through entrepreneurship. And then a few years later, we went from one program to many programs, which is now known as the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, also known as the IVMF. So for Tunnel to Towers, your story is a little more personal in that your brother laid down his life to save others on September 11th. So can you tell us a bit about his story and how Tunnel to Towers came to be and what your organization does now?
Yeah, sure, Vanessa. Thank you for having me again. And so on 9/11, I can't believe it's going to be 20 years ago. It's crazy, right? How time goes. But my brother was on his way home. He's a New York City firefighter. He just finished his night tour in Squad 1 in Brooklyn, New York. Now, where Squad 1 is, it's very close to a tunnel called the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, and that connects to downtown Manhattan. That tunnel is almost 2 miles long. So he was on his way home to play golf with my brother Russ, my brother George, and myself, and he heard on the radio scanner what happened. So he drove back to his firehouse. He got his gear, drove to the mouth of the Brooklyn Tunnel, Battery Tunnel, where it's closed for security reasons. What's he do? What did first responders do? What did our military do? They go right at the danger. He put his 60 pounds of gear on his back and ran through that tunnel, came out the other side. And when he came out the other side, all he wanted to do was help and save people's lives. And he did that, went up West Street into what we believe is the South Tower, because his body was never recovered. But his other members from Squad 1, all 11 of them perished that day. And they were all in the South Tower. But while he was saving people, he gave up his life. So he was the youngest of 7. He was our little brother. When we found out, what he did, that he ran through that tunnel, we wanted to honor what he did that day and honor what all first responders did that day, and just ordinary people that were doing extraordinary things that day. There's so many acts of heroism. It's unbelievable. And that's what we're all about, is remembering and never forgetting. And that's what we do at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
So can you tell us a little bit about your home programs and the things you do for veterans and first responders?
So we build especially adapted smart homes, mortgage-free, for our country's most catastrophically injured service members. We build or pay off mortgages for Gold Star families. Those are the families that are left behind after our men and women that serve our country. They die for our country, service members, and they leave behind young families. We deliver them a mortgage-free home. And if you're a first responder, a police officer, a firefighter, and you die in the line of duty and you leave a young family behind, we're going to pay off your mortgage. It's a commitment that we're so proud that we've made. We have a mutual donor, right? Dan and Gail Daniello. They're unbelievable what they've done for Syracuse, but also what they've done for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. I can't thank them enough. They enabled us to deliver many, many homes, more homes than we would have been able to do without them, and their generous, very generous donation. So we're forever grateful. But we could only do this with the kindness of America, the kindness, and we're the most generous and kindest country that ever existed, and we're the greatest country that ever existed. But primarily because our men and women in uniform and our protectors, our first responders. If we don't have a safe community, a safe house, a safe community, a safe country, you can't have a safe society. And thank God we have those things, even though some of it is under attack. Nonetheless, by and large, we are a safe country.
Yeah, thank you for all of that. But yeah, like you said, we share a very generous donor, and all of us here at Syracuse University are incredibly grateful for Dan and Gail Daniello's continued support and all they do for veterans and military families. So in addition to all of your home programs that you do and how successful you've been, I understand you're doing something extra special for marking the 20th anniversary. Can you tell us about that?
Well, we're doing a few things. Number one is I'll be walking from the Pentagon to Shanksville to Ground Zero, the three locations where we had such a tremendous loss of life 20 years ago. It's about 525 miles. I'm going to try to do like 15 miles a day. It's like almost 36 walking days. I do it because I want to make sure that we always remember and that we never forget what happened 20 years ago. And I figure this is a great way to shine a big light, especially the young people, especially people in college and people, in high school and younger people that don't really know the full story of what happened, 20 years ago when there were people trying to kill as many Americans as they could, Islamic terrorists. They were terrorists. And we are blessed that it hasn't happened since. And it hasn't happened since because we went to war and we had so many of our service members, 7,059 die for our country ever since. So I want to remember all these great heroes and their families, because it's not just the hero, it's the families that serve also. And I want to do that by doing something special. And it's going to be an unbelievable journey. Every step along the way, I'll be thinking not just of my brother, but all those heroes 20 years ago and all those ones that have died ever since.
That's amazing. And what a great way to honor your brother and all those who we lost. Tunnels to Towers has an all-star cast of folks who support you. How does this help your mission as many organizations like ours look to bridge the military-civilian divide?
Well, listen, like I said before, most Americans love America. And we're blessed that we have some celebrities that have joined us on mission. Mark Wahlberg, Conor McGregor. I told Conor I would get in a ring with them if we could do a good match, if we could raise a lot of money. I would take a few shots. I'd
like to see that.
If we could build a few more houses, I would take the shots. Trust me, I would. But we really count on great Americans like Dan and Gail Daniello. Also, $11 a month, our campaign for $11 a month, most Americans could do $11 a month. So we're a grassroots, blue-collar foundation that counts on many people. They say in the fire department, many hands makes light work. And if many people join us on this mission, then we could take care of all these great heroes every year. I also am blessed that we have General Motors that believe in our cause and has raised millions upon millions of dollars for us. Home Depot believes in our cause and has helped us on every smart home. So is General Motors. Every smart home that we build, they've been a tremendous part of. Now they're helping us with Gold Star Family. So there's a few reasons why we're very successful. Number one, because we're helping the greatest of all Americans, right? Vanessa, those who are willing to die for you and I. Mm-hmm. And people could see where their money goes. It's tangible. It's a house. And we pay off a mortgage house or we build a mortgage-free home. People see where their money goes, and I think they appreciate that. And we're our highest rating, 4-star rating that you can get in Charity Navigator. We're 100% rated in transparency. We're an open book. And you know why we're an open book? Because the Tunnels to Towers Foundation, the image is an image of my brother, a firefighter who gave his life. So we're going to be we held ourselves to the highest standards that could possibly be in a foundation. Over 93 cents of every dollar goes to our programs. I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid. My siblings, we don't get paid. We're proud of that, that we do it that way. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of volunteers. You have a run up in Syracuse. You've had for many years. And the Burke family, Captain Billy Burke, their family is up from the Syracuse, and we do a climb here at the Freedom Tower in honor of Captain Billy Burke and my brother and others too. Captain Billy Burke said he was in the stairwell in the North Tower, and he told his firefighters, "Go ahead, go. I'll catch up to you later." He never caught up to. We stayed in the stairwell with somebody that couldn't move out of the stairwell, and he gave up his life. Imagine that, knowing you're going to die. How many firefighters shook hands when they were going to the buildings and said, "Look, we probably won't see each other ever again"? I have stories being told like that. We can't forget the sacrifice that was made 20 years ago and the sacrifice that's made ever since. That's what we do at Tunnels to Towers, and that's what you do at Syracuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's never forget. What is the best way for people to get involved with Tunnel to Towers?
Well, you can go to t2t.org and donate, like I said, as little as $11 a month. You can do more, you can do more. But I think that should be, I always say it should be, we made a promise. We, Tunnel to Towers Foundation, this is our promise. in our contract with our military and our first responders, that when you go to serve your country or your community and you give your kids a kiss goodbye and you don't come home, we're going to take care of your family that's left behind. We could do that if people join us. We had 1 million people do that. We can take care of every family every single year forever, forever. That's what 1 million people do at $11 a month. And that's not asking too much. So that's our promise and our contract with our military and our first responders. And we ask people to join us on our way. Look, we go by the mantra or live by the saying that St. Francis of Assisi said, because my parents were big Franciscans, part of the Third Order. My brother Russ was studying to be a Franciscan priest. And he said to me, when we're trying to figure out the foundation early on, he said, St. Francis said, brothers and sisters, while we have time, let us do good. That's all we want to do. We want to do good. We want to do good in honor of my brother and all those who perished on 9/11. We want to do good for the families that are left behind, for our military, 7,059. And we're going to read all those names on Veterans Day at the Lincoln Memorial this year. First time ever, I believe. I don't think anyone's ever done that before. We're going to read all the names. It's going to take us maybe 8 hours. Never been read before. Most people don't even know there's 7,059. No, they don't know that. So we're going to read those names. This is what we're asking people to do. Join us on this mission and we take care of all these families.
For our 20th anniversary of 9/11, be sure to tune into Tunnel to Towers on social media and their website to stay up to date with all the events that they're doing. As for the IVMF, you can check out our stories of service and learn more about what IVMF does to help post 9/11 veterans and military families on our website.
Well, thank you. And you have a hero right in your backyard. Leva, we gave him a mortgage-free home up in Syracuse. He's a triple amputee on 9/11 a few years ago. So God bless him and God bless all our military. Thank you.
And thank you again, Frank, for joining us today and for all you do. And we'll be sure to remember your brother on the 20th anniversary and all those who have passed along with him. And we'll never forget the sacrifices they made that day.